The Lincoln-Douglas debates. What's so important about the Lincoln-Douglas debates? Why do we talk about it? Why are they so famous? The better question is, how important are they? Let's just say they had a more than significant impact on the 16th presidential election and the abolishment of slavery. But before we start to dive into the importance of the Lincoln-Douglas debates, I need to give you some historical context. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809. Before he started getting involved in politics, he was a lawyer. Lincoln was against slavery. Stephen Douglas was born on April 23, 1813. Douglas was a Democrat politician who was in favor of slavery. The debates were for a seat in the U.S. Senate. There were 7 debates in total, and they took place all around Illinois. The 7 debates were over a time period of 1858 to 1859 and were each 3 hours long. Now that you have some background information on the Lincoln-Douglas debates, let's talk about how important they were. First off, if the debates never happened, Lincoln most likely wouldn't have become president and ended slavery. He first got a position in the Illinois State Assembly, but stepped down because he felt he could make more of a difference in the U.S. Senate. He was nominated in 1858 to go against Douglas for a seat in the Senate. In the end, the Senate voted 54 to 46 in Douglas's favor. Even though Lincoln didn't win the seat, the debates got him more attention and actually put him in the running for the 16th presidential election, and he won. Becoming president was originally Douglas's ambition, but with all the attention Lincoln got after the debates, he didn't stand a chance. Lincoln's loss carried with it the key to his own future. During this time, the North and the South were divided because they both had different views on slavery. The northern part of the country was against slavery, thinking it was evil and cruel. The South was in favor of it, and they didn't want slavery to be abolished. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free, said Lincoln. It will become all one thing or all the other. Lastly, the Lincoln-Douglas debates brought more attention to the mistakes of their ancestors. When we were the political slaves of King George and wanted to be free, we called the maxim that all men are created equal, a self-evident truth. But now, when we have grown fat and lost the dread of being slaves ourselves, we've become so greedy to be masters that we call the same a self-evident lie. The phrase, the student has become the master, might as well be the slave has become the master. Lincoln showed the public how wrong our ancestors were to take in slaves and how wrong they were to still have slaves. There were a select few who saw that this was wrong but never had the power to do anything. Lincoln had the ambition and power to do what they couldn't. After Lincoln won the presidential election, things didn't go the way you'd think. Soon after he was inaugurated, 7 states succeeded to the South and formed the Confederate States of America because they didn't want to get rid of slavery. This sparked the Civil War. After 4 years of fighting, the northern states won. Slavery was abolished, and we were the United States of America again. Only 6 days after the war officially ended, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford Theater. He was the first president to be assassinated. Lincoln was not able to see the coming together of the country after the war, but he was the one who made it happen. Abraham Lincoln was a very accomplished and a great man. First, he spoke out against slavery, not caring what other people thought of this or how they felt about it. Even though he lost the debates against Douglas, Lincoln still pushed through and became president. He encountered many problems along the way, but who doesn't? And even though he died a mere 6 days after the Civil War ended, he still got to enjoy the fact that he did something good for his country, even if some people did not agree at the time. In conclusion, the Lincoln-Douglas debates were one of the most important events in human history. It is one of the best changes that we as a country have made. Some are still in the making, some were wrongly righted. I'm glad that the world had Abraham Lincoln to make the change that our ancestors needed. It set up our country for a better future. Lincoln will forever be remembered as the one who stood up to slavery.